everybody, it's Brandon, the Weekend Cruiser, where I go on a weekend cruise just about every weekend, and I'm fortunate to be on board Royal Caribbean Symphony of the Seas to bring you a full ship walking tour. Now, this ship normally does not do weekend sailings, but she's positioning after this cruise and going up to New York, to Bayonne, New Jersey, to start service up there. So this is our last cruise down here before going up north, and I got a chance to jump on her so I could show it to all of you. Now, some quick facts about the Symphony of the Seas. She's a 2018 build, and she's got about 225,000 gross tons, so she is a big ship. This is going to allow her to have about 6,700 guests at its max capacity, not even including the crew members. Now, I'm going to jump around a lot on this ship. This is a large ship, and it takes a lot of time to get through everything. So feel free to fast forward if you need to, but I'm going to do the highlights. I'm not going to bop into as many places as I normally do, but give you the high level, what you need to know, all the while sharing my pro tips on how you can best utilize your time and experience on board Royal Caribbean Symphony of the Seas. Let's jump on into it. So welcome to the Royal Theater here on Symphony of the Seas. This is where you're going to see most of your shows, and it is a large scale theater. And I always recommend people sit in the mezzanine. You're going to be seeing Hairspray on this ship, which is a adult production. So it does have a little bit of adult commentary on it, but it is a good show. The acting is fantastic, the songs, the music. I really enjoy being able to come and see a Broadway style production on board a cruise ship. It's a really cool concept to be able to do that. Coming through the magic door here, we're going to continue on. So that theater there is also 2 floors. So if you want to sit on the 2nd floor, you can certainly do that up in the balcony. You may want to do that if there's something you're not sure if you're going to stick around for. This is the Old Jazz Club. Casino Royale has moved into the Old Jazz Club. We're not going to go in there. We are in Coco Cay today, so it is open. But you'll see the sign says it is a non-smoking casino. So you will not be smoking in that casino, and it's a smaller casino, but it's still going to get the job done if that's somewhere you choose to spend time. You're then going to have your attic. This is where you're going to find different events taking place, and I think this room is actually really beautiful the way that it's set up and designed. I think it's a little underutilized. They will have a stage over here, so if you want to come in, listen to a comedian, they might have some other performers or actors in here. They'll be performing up there, and this will also be your late night club. So if you want to go somewhere, dance, have a few more drinks into the wee hours of the morning, this is going to be the place you're going to want to come. Across on the other side, we're going to swing into the Crown Lounge, the old Diamond Lounge. So if you've been on cruise ships for a while, you see that you have the Crown Lounge here. Quick tour of this. It is downstairs on this Symphony of the Seas on the 4th floor. That is where we're at, by the way. We're on 4th floor forward. Going to have some computers over here if you want to be able to print out itineraries, boarding passes, check into your flights, especially if you're on Southwest or somebody like that. But it is a good place. The coffee machine is probably the most popular thing in here. You're also going to have Studio B over here. So let's see if we can quickly pop in here, see if there's anything going on, and I'll give you all a quick tour if I can. All right, hopping into Studio B. You'll see that this is the ice skating rink. So they're doing some cleaning right now. This is a very large Studio B. I feel like it's larger, definitely larger than what you have on Freedom of the Seas, and it is chilly in here right now. So if you are coming into here to watch the ice skating show, make sure you're bringing a little bit of extra clothes because I'm in here in shorts and a long sleeve right now, and I am a little bit chilly. Coming back out, I'm going to go to the left-hand side over here, and I'm going to show you what is over there, and then we're going to take a little bit of a break. So coming back over here, so you'll see when you come out of Studio B, let me pause, I'll let the Park West guys go by. You got Studio B over here. To your left, you're going to have the casino. To your right, you're going to have the casino. All right, so I just popped out of the Casino Royale. This is the main casino on board the Symphony of the Seas. That is also the smoking section. There is a non-smoking section in there, but I can't honestly tell a difference. Coming over here to the right, you're going to have a Zumi. So if you're looking for sushi on board or hibachi experience, you're going to want to come over here. They'll be more than glad to help you out and make some reservations for you. But you're going to have the hibachi experience over here on the right. If you want to see a fancy show, laugh a little bit, have a good time, then you're going to have your sushi bar over here on the other side where you can come, sit, hang out, grab some sushi, some really good Asian food, and enjoy. I traditionally go with sushi because I've seen the hibachi show. I can't tell you how many times I've seen the hibachi show, and it is kind of the same. So if you've seen it before, go and try the sushi. It's also a la carte, so it's a fairly reasonable price when you do it in that direction. Entering into the main dining room now. You'll have multiple stations here at maitre d's to be able to help you out if you need scheduling assistance, get your tables combined. You can do that with the folks sitting here. It is a beautiful main dining room. It is on multiple levels. So I am on deck 4 now. We did not go to deck 3 because the only thing on deck 3 aft, or that's common space, is the conference center. Most of you don't want to see. And you've got dining down below, which I can quickly see from here. But it is a beautiful experience reaching up to deck 5. But it is a really, really pretty main dining room. So if you're looking at coming here, this is where you're going to come to. If you are doing a longer sailing, you know, my time dining, not a bad idea. Especially if you may be taking this ship in a location that your excursions are going to go on a little bit later. They may have a little bit more variability to them. Check out my time dining. If you're doing a short cruise on here, I'm here on a weekend. Do not recommend my time dining by any stretch of the imagination, because by the time you figure it out, by the time you get your schedule going, oftentimes the cruise is then over and the lines are just really long. So I don't personally recommend my time dining unless, number one, you know how to do it, you know how to get your reservations online, and you know how to show up at that same time all the time. I think it's a great concept. It just hasn't been executed really well. Okay, deck 5 aft is where we're at now. So quickly going to just poke our head outside, show you the running track here. So if we look outside, so you got your jogging track. We are beside the Allure of the Seas today. So Coco Cay is a hopping spot. It is busy out there. Whoop, looks like my lens is starting to fog over, so let's come back inside. It's also, we're going into the summer months, right? It is now the end or middle of May is actually where we're at. And it has gotten humid outside in Nassau and Coco Cay. Coming over here, you're gonna have the main entrance to the Royal Promenade. This is a place where a lot of people hang out and enjoy themselves. Tons to do on here. You've got your shore excursion tablets here, so if you want to purchase a shore excursion, you can do that there. Great photo opportunity here on the stairs. And you're gonna have your bionic bar. This is not on all of the Oasis class ships. Got to swipe your card and be able to purchase a drink, and the robot will make it for you. You've also got the Rising Tide bar here in the middle. The Rising Tide bar is actually, I think it's a lot of fun. It's a do-it thing. I actually came here and drank my coffee in the morning, sat in the sunlight, and just enjoyed doing that. And then directly on the other side, you're gonna see guest services. Coming back over here at Cafe Promenade, my favorite one. So to the left, you're gonna have your specialty coffee. On the right, you're gonna order your food. Your drink vouchers do work over there. So if you are Diamond or higher, you can use your drink vouchers for that. Coming over to the collection, this is some shopping that you can do. You have a staircase and next cruise that'll book your next cruise for you. So if you want those onboard credits, they do offer them for weekends these days. So even though it may be a 3-day sailing, you can get some onboard credit. Got the logo store over here, the shop. This is where you can get those ship models, anything with a Royal Caribbean branding on it, that'll be for you. You're also gonna have the Irish bar. So here it is, Copper and Kettle is where you're gonna be at. Swinging over to the other side, you've got Sorrento's, a classic on Royal Caribbean cruise ships. Quickly show you the pizza. It is lunchtime here, so people are grabbing some of it. It smells amazing. I also haven't eaten lunch yet, and it is definitely lunchtime. Plenty of seating over here, but you are welcome to take that food and go somewhere else. If you want to take it to the room, want to take it to the pool, you can do that. More shopping on the other side, and over here you've got Regalia. So if you want some nice stuff, this is going to be a good spot for you. But I'm going to show you the even nicer spots once we get up to Central Park. You've got Boleros over here. So if you are looking at coming on board for Latin music, if you just like good music in general, this is always one of the more vibrant places to come on board any Royal Caribbean ship. I think they have this on all of the fleet of Boleros, but this is a really cool spot. You've got Starbucks over here. So if you are a Starbucks fanatic, you like your Starbucks, you can come here and get your fix. Though Cafe Promenade that we just saw does also serve Starbucks style coffee. At this Starbucks stand, it is considered a proper franchise, I guess, or third-party franchise somehow or another, but your vouchers and drink packages will not work at that location. So you can get it, but you'll be paying for each of those drinks, even if you have a package. All right, here is on air. This is where karaoke is gonna happen. Everybody's favorite thing on a cruise ship. They do have last man standing style karaoke where they vote and you get to proceed and you finally can make it to the last night if you are really good, and more importantly, you get the crowd energized and you have them voting for you. This is normally where I go down. If I'm going to deck 4, I normally use the staircase here to go down to Entertainment Place. Let's talk elevators real quick. I don't think they're the best on Oasis class ships. You're gonna have 8 on each side. Press the button. Most people don't hear them go off. So they don't hear the ding and they don't see the lights. So, rule of thumb, make sure you're paying attention, number 1. But green means it's going up. If it turns red, it means it's going down. Because it's really tough to tell which arrow is being illuminated. So that's just my strategy. Look for the big green light when it populates. That means you're going up. Red is down. There's also 17 floors to this ship. So it may take you a little bit of time to get to where you're going. We are now at deck 6 forward. Starting out with the Vitality area. So this is Vitality Cafe. You're gonna be able to find your protein drinks, shakes, smoothies, all sorts of healthy-like stuff that they're gonna make over there for you. Got your salon over here on the left if you're looking to have your hair cut, get something done, nails and manicure, all that great stuff. The actual Vitality at Spa at Sea over here on the right. So if you need a massage, you want to do one of the treatments, that's where you can come to. And over here, you're gonna have the fitness center, which I'm not gonna do a tour of it. I'll come back and do individual tour and link to that so that that's something that interests you. Most cruisers it doesn't. You'll be able to check that out. All right, so now, want to get to the aft section of deck 6. That is where Boardwalk Balcony is. I'm on deck 6 forward. The floor doesn't connect. That's the downside to it. So, I'm gonna turn the camera off and then we're gonna pop back up on the other side. So I will be able to show you everything else that is on the other side of deck 6 since you can't get there from here. All right, so I am now on deck 6 towards the more middle ship or aft section of the ship. You'll see that again, it doesn't connect, but it gives you really good views of the Royal Promenade downstairs and Cafe Promenade. So we're gonna walk through, picture this, the photo gallery on board Symphony of the Seas. You'll see that they do have the touch screens now that you can use to order your pictures, be able to get a digital picture if you want. You don't even have to walk off with an actual picture. But if you do want them to print them, they'll be more than glad to help you with that. Then turns into your shore excursion desk. So again, they will have somebody staffed at the desk, but you're also gonna have the ability to use the tablets there to book your shore excursion, whether that's something at Coco Cay or in one of the ports you may be going to or islands, they'll take care of that as well. Coming over here, you're gonna have this schooner bar. This is a favorite of many. You're gonna have the piano there where you can sing along to the favorite shows that you may have, and there's a bar way down there at the end as well. Coming back towards the other side, you're gonna have the loyalty desk. So if you're turning a certain status tier, you have questions about your loyalty points, this is the person that's gonna be able to help you out and make sure all of that is going well for you. Coming back to the other side, this is where I say the fun section starts. So we're gonna go out to the boardwalk. This is again on deck 6 aft. And this is an outdoor area. Traditionally, they'll have a few umbrellas to the side. So if you do want to get out here and it's raining, they'll have some umbrellas for you to be able to grab if that is happening. Have some photo opportunities here. You can wear the hat over there. I don't remember the video that that's from. It looks like a Simpsons wig, but that's not what it is. You're gonna have the doghouse over here on the first night of our sailing. This place was extremely popular. If you wanted a hot dog, a bratwurst, you're gonna be able to go over there. And you're gonna have the carousel here. So it is free to ride. You don't have to pay for the carousel. Just have to line up and have a good time. You're also gonna have Sugar Beach over here. So if you're looking at purchasing even more sugar, if you're not getting enough sweets from the buffet or from the main dining room, you can go over to Sugar Beach and buy yourself some candy. You're gonna have an arcade here as well. I'll quickly stick my head into the arcade. Parents, if you have kids coming to the arcade, make sure you are monitoring their spend or putting limits on it. They have their own card and they are spending what they want to in here. I've heard some parents have some shock moments when they got the bill from their account. Coming back over, you're gonna have Johnny Rockets. This is a fan favorite for breakfast, actually, and their milkshakes, which are really good. So I personally don't eat at Johnny Rockets too much. I'm not really sure, why they're still on the ship, but on Oasis class, they serve breakfast, and a lot of people do love the breakfast they have. And then you're gonna have Playmakers over here to the right. Let me see if I can get out of the sun a little bit just to show you Playmakers a little bit better. So they've got huge TVs. They got some games over there for you to play as well. And you're gonna have a full bar. So if you're looking for a type of beer or something, you can find it in the Irish pub, or you're gonna be able to grab it here if you want to. You're gonna have the Great Abyss. So this is the slide that takes you all the way from, I believe that is deck 14, deck 15, all the way down here. My tripod did not like that activity, so I'm not gonna look up like that again. And then I think they used to sell pictures when you did it. I don't know that they do that anymore. Let me know in the comments if you've been able to get that. But coming over here, you have the Aqua Show. It is Hero here on board the Symphony of the Seas. So if you're coming here, this is a show that is not to be missed. It is an amazing show, and the performers do an awesome job. They are actors, they are divers, they are swimmers. There's all sorts of stuff. There's Cirque du Soleil kind of things. And yes, from the very top of those two poles you see on the other side of the crown and anchor, that is where they're going to be jumping from. So there's definitely some high diving that is going to happen. If you sit on the wood benches that are further down, know that you will get wet because it is an aqua show. So those first 3 rows, you're going to get wet. Also notice that coming through here, you've got benches and you've got chairs. And me personally, I'm not a fan of the bench. I like sitting on the chair. So if you want to get a good seat, do get here early. If you don't have tickets, it sells out often. Make sure that you're still coming, you're lining up, and more than likely you're gonna be able to see it or at least get in. You're also gonna have your rock climbing wall up above. So if you want to challenge yourself and do something like that, you're gonna have rock climbing on both sides of the boardwalk. All right, so now we're gonna head back inside. At this time, I'm gonna go through various floors randomly until we get all the way up to the outdoor deck on deck 14. I'll be able to show you everything there, but there's a few things sprinkled throughout that I want to make sure you do not miss if you're coming on board the Symphony of the Seas and you know that it's there. All right, we are now on deck 8 aft. So welcome to Dazzles. This is your dance hall and music hall. So if you want more classic music, it's still gonna be really good music and have a live band performing, singers. This is gonna be your dance floor and this is where you're gonna hang out. It is a 2-story venue, so there are bars as well up on deck 9 that you can hang out. Bar down here, it is a good time. I often just sit up above and people watch. That is my favorite thing to do in Dazzles. It is not your late night club. It is more your early person club. I don't know what you would call it, but you're gonna have activities, musicians. After dinner is when you can come in here and check those out. We're gonna continue walking now outside of Dazzles, and we're gonna head towards Central Park. So Central Park is located in between. These are technically the midship elevators and the forward elevators. There's 2 sets because it's not necessarily the aft section of the ship. So really Dazzles is more midship in technicality, but try and explain it so you get it. This is probably my favorite piece to an Oasis class ship, including this Symphony of the Seas, is Central Park. Over here on the left, you're gonna have your specialty dining. This is Chops Grill. They do, by the way, I don't know if we've ever talked about this. They sell dining packages here. So if you're coming on a 7-night cruise and you want to make sure that you are full by the time you leave, get the ultimate dining package and you're going to have an amazing time. You've got 150 Central Park over here. This is probably one of the more classic ones. If you want really good food, this is the one most people are going to rave about and say is their favorite on board the Oasis class ships. Here's the upstairs to Rising Tide bar. So you may remember we saw the Rising Tide bar down on deck 5. It comes up here, it will drop you off, or you can board if you want to get on it at that time. You're gonna have the trellis bar. I know a lot of friends of mine love coming, sitting here, enjoying the breeze. You can probably hear it and feel it coming through, but it is a great time at night. It is so lush. All of this has been brought on board and is maintained by the ship. So they do a fantastic job making sure that all these plants live. You've got Park Cafe. So this is where you can come for a quick bite to eat, an easy bite to eat. They've got lunch, all sorts of different foods that you can choose from and order. Sandwiches, it is a quicker, easier way to eat. Salad bar, but it's not as heavy as if you went up to the buffet. If you're trying to watch how much you're eating, I would certainly recommend checking out Park Cafe, just because it has more limited options that are still pretty good at the end of the day. You're also going to have musicians that perform either in this section or they're going to come over to the other section. This is where I was sitting last night, having a blast listening to some jazz music. Jamie's Italian is over here. That's probably my favorite restaurant on board the Symphony of the Seas, or any Royal Caribbean ship for that matter. Coming through here, you're going to have Vintages as well. Vintages is your wine bar. Let's see if we can get a peek in here. If you want fancy wine, this is where you can come to order. Looks like it is not open at this time, but this is, you know, a bar. If you want to come somewhere quiet in the evening, you want a quiet bar, this is a great spot for you to come. The chairs are super comfortable. So I recommend this as a quiet after dinner spot, so you're not in the crowd, but if you want to be in the crowd, you can absolutely do that. You also remember from the shops downstairs, I promised you high-end shopping. That is going to be up here in Central Park. So you've got Bulgari, you've got Hubert, you've got Cartier. Very nice high-end shopping. So if you want to drop some money while you are on board the Symphony of the Seas in Central Park, this is going to be the place for you to come and do that. So welcome to Wonderland. We are now on deck 12 in the aft section of the ship. So I wanted to share with you what this experience looks like. This is their creative kitchen, more gastronomy, all sorts of fancy stuff that you're probably not accustomed to. We've got a bar up here, they've got some seating, but most of it is going to take part downstairs. So when you come in on deck 12, you'll be sat on the lower level here. This is where you're going to eat and have that imaginative experience. It's the only thing really around here. So now I'm going to turn the camera back off and pop back upstairs. Welcome now to deck 14, midship elevators. Pay attention when you go on Royal Caribbean cruise ships. They've always got these amazing art installations in their middle of their elevator bank, which I always really like. Swinging back over and come into 7 of Hearts. This is your card room. So if you ever see what I just had to do, press this button here. It'll turn and it'll open the door for you. This is a great spot to come and play checkers, mahjong, whatever it is you want to play, baccarat. This is going to be an awesome spot for you. They've got plenty of seats in here. Lots of computers as well. They don't get too much use these days. But if you do need to log in for a second, you can come here and use those computers, but you do still have to pay for internet access. Welcome to deck 15 aft. This is the start of the Great Abyss. So if you want to wind up on the boardwalk, this is where you're going to want to come to. You're going to see we are at Perfect Day, Coco Cay today, and it is humid and it is sticky, and I'm not feeling a lot of breeze right now. So we'll see how long I'm able to stay outside today. But swing around, you'll see you've got 2 flow rider experiences on both sides of the ship, and you've got arguably what is one of the more forgotten bars, if you will, which is the Wipeout Bar. I think this is actually a fun spot to come and hang out. There's always a good energy, always good music, which you may or may not be able to hear in the background going on this ship, but this is a fun place to be able to come and hang out. You're also going to be able to come down here and play putt-putt. So if you want to test your green skills, make sure that you're keeping your putting up, this is where you're going to come to do that. They have this on many ships, but not all of them on Royal Caribbean. So it is Symphony Dunes. You're also going to have zip lining, so you can kind of see the sign up there a little bit on where the zip line will load you, and you will be able to come all the way to this other side. Not really that far, but it is complimentary, it's free. If you've not done it, why not? Let's give it a try. I've done it once. I think I did it on one ship, but I was not a huge fan of it. Because it does look all the way down to, I think it goes to the boardwalk, which is on deck 5. So you're definitely up there a little bit. Coming back around this way, you're gonna have some games that are here. So if you wanna play ping pong, all those are complimentary. And you're gonna have Fuel, which is the teenage club. So if you are, I believe it's 13 to 17, you're gonna get to hang out in here. I don't think that it's open right now, it is not, but that's where you'll go to do that. Coming back over to this side, you're gonna have El Loco Fresh. So if you want something that's easy, quick, that may be saving your life from an amazing pool day, this is where you're gonna come to. So you're gonna have tacos, burritos, you've got some fruits, some desserts, pre-made salads, places to eat and sit over here and have it. Or you can always take it back to your pool chair. There's a lot of people that do that as well. My favorite is the burrito when I'm not watching my diet. It is really good. I love a bean burrito. But I don't get it too terribly often on the ship, but they do have that on other ships as well. You've got the absolute favorite person here serving the soft serve ice cream. What flavors you got today?
I've got chocolate, vanilla. Oh, we can do the
or she can swirl it up for you. Coming over here, you're gonna have, as you can see through there, you've got Challenger's Video Arcade, so there's another arcade section here. You don't wanna use the one on the boardwalk. And then I'm gonna point this out because I think a lot of people don't even realize this is here. If you forget a charger for some reason, you can come up here and charge your phone. You're also gonna be able to find different products such as sunscreen, medicines, things of that nature from these automatic vending machines. That's something that you only see on the Oasis class. I've not been on Icon yet, so I don't know that it's on the Icon ship just yet. If they do have those vending machines, let me know down in the comments. Coming back out, we're gonna cut through the pool. So this is gonna be your baby splash away zone. So if you have kids, this is gonna be the place you're gonna wanna hang out. They have an awesome time here, plenty of chairs around it for the whole family to watch and see your little one out there playing and having an amazing cruise ship experience. They also have hot tubs over here as well. And of course, those have been overrun by the kids. It's in the kids section. So that's kind of how it's intended. You're gonna have your bar over here on the left. So if you wanna grab a drink while you're enjoying the bar or enjoying the pool, you've got the sandbar here that'll take good care of you. You're gonna have your towel station over here on the right. You do have to check those out. If you don't turn them back in, $25 fine. If you do turn it in, they still charge you. Just call and they'll take it off. Normally, pretty easy. See that over here on the left, they've got a band getting ready to play as well. But there are tons of seating. So I am on the right side of the ship. So I'm on the starboard side. You've got this exact thing replicated on the other side of the ship. So you can see there's the hole there, which looks down to Central Park. And then on the other side, you're gonna see the same setup. More hot tubs, more chairs, more umbrellas. So it is really, really well done. And even though there's what, 6,700 max capacity on this ship, you're gonna easily be able to find a chair. You've also got water slides here. So if you wanna do those, I have actually done those. I think I've only done them once or twice. This is where you're gonna come to do the water slides. Coming back to the back section, we're gonna come over here to the solarium. You've got two massive hot tubs on each side here, whether you go to the right-hand side or you go to the left-hand side, you're gonna be able to get into one of those. But they've got TVs, they've got entertainment. Normally there's always sports playing on them, so you wanna not miss the game. There is a soccer game / football if you live anywhere but the US playing now. So this is the solarium, and I'll point out that it is what they call an open solarium. So you see that it does have breeze, it does have wind coming through, fresh air, which I personally love. So this is the quieter, more zen area, and it's supposed to be adults only. So if you want to come here and hang out, this will be a good spot for you to hang out. You're gonna have your Solarium Bistro Cafe over here on the left. This is where they're gonna do Mediterranean cuisine in the evenings, but it also does a complimentary breakfast. So if you want just some food, you can always come here and get that as well. I'm gonna quickly show you and peek down to the lower level here. So the solarium is 2 levels, but this is the only place that you can connect is by the, I don't know what this is called. It's not a hot tub, but it's like a sitting pool, I guess. You've got additional chairs here. I like the layout and the way that they've done this. You will have the wings over here on the right-hand side and the left-hand side. If you want to take pictures, that is a great spot to get one with the ship. Coming back through, you can have solarium bar. And you're gonna have, again, the same kind of items on this side of the ship as you had on the other side, but it is more quiet. You don't have the music playing. It is the relaxing spa-like environment for you to be able to enjoy yourself. All right, and on deck 16 forward, you're gonna have hooked seafood. This is one of my favorites on board the Oasis class ships because of the location of it. Directly above the Solarium Bistro we just looked at, this is a beautiful spot. So it is super clean, very coastal feeling, and the food is light and refreshing. Make sure you're trying out the clams in the white wine sauce. That's my absolute favorite. If you get a chair over here, you'll be able to see down to the Solarium Bistro that I will quickly show you. So if you want Mediterranean Greek, that's where you're gonna go. But if you want seafood, not necessarily Mediterranean Greek style seafood, this is gonna be where you're gonna wanna come to. So welcome to deck 17 forward. This is directly above hooked. So this is where you're gonna find the suite lounge, suite deck. So you've got some of the favorite people over there on the cruise ship, the bartenders at the suite deck that'll be more than glad to help you out. They've got some seating up here that is actually really comfortable compared to the other locations down by the pool. You see, we did skip the deck 16 track there with the cabanas looking down onto the pool. We're probably gonna skip that for this video just to make it a little bit shorter. But the entrance to deck 17 is over here on the right. You see that wooden gate there? That's where you're going to want to put your suite card or pinnacle card in order to gain access to this level. It does not connect inside. So you got to go outside to come back over here. But you've got some awesome chairs. I love, when I'm at the pool, I want my chairs to have cushions. So let me know in the comments if that's something that you're a huge fan of, but it is definitely a huge fan for me. So looking over here, this is a really cool place. If you want to see the bathtub or the swirl, this is where you can actually have some really good fun, laugh at a few people coming through there, but it is gorgeous views of the entire ship here. So you see that you've got the dual sides to it, overlooking Central Park there, going all the way to the back section of the ship. And you'll see we're beside of Allure today. So Coco Cay, like I mentioned earlier, is happening because you have probably 12,000 people on the island today, not including the crew members that are there taking care of us and making sure we're having an amazing experience. These eggshells here are also really comfortable and gives you a little bit of shade. You're gonna have restrooms up here in the suite lounge too. So if you want one-stop shopping, this is a good spot. And it's not too far away from the pool if you want to swing downstairs and cool off a little bit. Coming to the very back, you'll see that it does wrap all the way around. But you're gonna have a special section up here. And I'm kind of surprised that, this hasn't been used for other things. On other cruise ships, I feel like it is. But you're gonna have this wonderful place that you can really hang out at. They will bring the chairs out here if it is a sea day and people are looking for additional space, but it is very exposed. Good breeze, but you're gonna feel all of the sun if you are hanging out here. And please do not climb on the artwork. All right, so that is the suite deck. Now I'm gonna skip over deck 16 because it just overlooks the pool. You've kind of seen that at this point. To keep this video a little bit shorter, and we're gonna jump over to the Windjammer on board the Symphony of the Seas. It is lunchtime, so I'm sure we're gonna be running into a few folks there, but I'm gonna squeeze through them, bring you what's happening over there and some best tips and practices on how you can make good use of the buffet on board Symphony of the Seas. Hey everybody, welcome to the Windjammer. So I'm in deck 16 aft. Make sure you washy. They do have proper sinks here for you to be able to wash your hands before you eat. We're in Coco Cay, so it's not gonna be too busy in here today, but you're gonna see they've got the complimentary drinks up front. There's gonna be multiple stations throughout that you can do this. My favorite here is actually it's gonna be strawberry kiwi. It's actually mango. They've got a mango one that I like really well. Plenty of seating, though it is narrow on the sides. You're gonna have food on your starboard and port side, but normally for days like this, it's gonna be just on one side. You're gonna have your American fare over here on the left. This is gonna be your burgers, your hot dogs, all that great stuff. Salad, charcuterie. I normally come to this section here where you can get the roasted chicken, a few things like that. You've got an Indian section. I normally do take part in the Indian food. I like it. A little bit of rice, a little bit of sauce, and I am good to go. Come back to the back. This is where you're gonna have truly my favorite section, the dessert section, the one that I should stay away from the most. But this is gonna be here, and you see they've got it set up well today. Of these, I would recommend the coffee cheesecake. That's actually gonna be my favorite one up there today. Super good. Specialties over here, you're gonna have your salad bar. So if you wanna come and get salad bar, you want some pasta, this is gonna be the spot that you can come to get that. Beautiful views on the backside. So if you want to overlook the sports court, if you wanna see what's going on down there, see people ziplining, people playing basketball, that's gonna be a great spot for you to hang out. Now I'm gonna exit through this other side here, but it is the exact same thing you would have seen on the other side. It is not open today because most people are eating at Coco Cay. So I'm gonna turn the camera off and we're gonna go back upstairs. Wanted to call out one quick thing here. If you are at the pool, if you are on deck 15, your food, your Windjammer is gonna be up on deck 16. So you do have to walk up the stairs here. One thing to note, these are piano keys. So they're going to light up and they're gonna make noise. I can't show it. I can't get my foot far enough for the camera to pick it up, but you hear me walking up these stairs. You can play a little song if you want to, take some coordination and have somebody on the other side as well. The stairs here also aren't the normal stairs on a cruise ship, so you're gonna have to come up those stairs, walk all the way around, and the entrance to the Windjammer is gonna be either on the starboard side or the port side. They use different ones depending on the meal service that they have, but there's an entrance over here on the right, and one over here on the left. So now let's head up to the suite area. So this is where you can already tell from the staircase, things are changing. So the suite area is that exclusive area for people that have paid good money to be in one of the suites. Now when we say suite, we mean it is a grand suite or higher, grand, owner, crown loft, royal suite, all of those. This is where you're gonna come, and this is also where your neighborhood's gonna be. So your rooms can be, some of them at least, the crown lofts, gonna be down these hallways. Coming through here, you're gonna have the suite lounge. So if you're a Pinnacle member, or you're staying in a suite, you're gonna have access to the lounge here. So I'm gonna pop my card, turn that green, and then come on through. It is a Coco-K day, so not many people are gonna be here, but this is your suite lounge. The food for the suite lounge, they always do like a nice little happy hour here. So you'll see during the day, they keep some cookies, some fruits. They've got a coffee machine over there, everybody's favorite. And then in the evenings between 5 and 8, they're gonna have an even nicer spread in the back there. But it's also a good section in the morning. If you wanna get some coffee, have some pastries, you can head over there. Coming to the other side, it is split with coastal kitchen. So this bar is a little bit different than the other Oasis class where the bar is facing away from the outside. On some, it comes over here. How are you? These are the folks that have been taking care of me for dinner because I've been eating in coastal kitchen. Food here has been fantastic. It is an elevated experience, so it is nicer than the main dining room. But beautiful seats. I like the one way back there in the corner. Gets out of the crowd a little bit, and good lighting. So that is a full ship walking tour of Royal Caribbean's Symphony of the Seas. Thank you for hanging in there with me. So I bobbed and weaved. I didn't show you as much as I traditionally do, but I wanted to make sure the video was still digestible and you got a good picture of everything that it was you need to know about before coming on board Royal Caribbean's Symphony of the Seas. All right, everybody, this is Brandon, the Weekend Cruiser, hoping to see you on a weekend cruise. And if you want to actually cruise with me, make sure you're going down and checking out the group cruise newsletter down below, signing up so you stay informed of all the places you can hang out with the Weekend Cruiser.